Marx and Engels. Okay, next I would like to bring your attention on class struggle. Class struggle. Except the primitive communist stage, all historical stage or ages have been characterized by antagonism. Antagonism between the dominant and dependent one. Between the dominant class and dependent class. Between the bourgeois and the proletariat. Between the marginalized class and the mainstream class. We already met some kind of contraction, kind of conflict, kind of struggle between them. So it is a kind of antagonism between the dominant class and dependent class, or the haves or have not, haves or have not. So the masters are haves, slavery class or slavery section do not have nots. And this antagonism is caused by class contradiction. It is a result of exploitation by the property owning class of the propertyless class. So there is two extreme sections existed in the society. One is property owning class and property less class. So in the slavery system, they were the masters and the slaves. In feudalism, feudal lords and the peasants. In capitalism, the bourgeois and proletariat. Okay, once again, I will repeat the same. In the slavery system, just listen, my dear students. In the slavery system, they were the masters. There were the masters and slaves. In feudalism, lords and peasants. In capitalism, bourgeois and proletariat. So here, one thing we have to know that the masters, the feudal lords and bourgeois are the owners of means of production. Owners of means of production. They are the masters. They are the marginalized. They are the mainstream section. However, it is the slaves, the peasants and proletariat who carry out the actual production. They were the subordinate unit. They were the downtrodden section. They were the marginalized section. They were the exploitative sections. Okay. Then we come to the next perception in this context. That is the revolution. Revolution. The revolution brings lot of changes. We know that. We know that. Revolution occurs when there is an incompatibility between the masters or the force of production and the relation of production. Force of production and the relation of production. To resolve this incompatibility, the revolution occurs, which brings corresponding changes in the relation of production and the superstructure to make it compatible with the forces or means of production. So we have the base and we have the superstructure. Base and superstructure. So in fact, the technological development brings changes in the means of production. Changes in the means of production. That if we come to the proletarian revolution, will be the last revolution in the annals of history. Annals of history. It will be the last one. It will be, this revolution has been occurred in the final stage, according to them. So the next aspect is that dictatorship of the proletariat. In this, the revolution, proletariat revolution, will lead to the establishment of a dictatorship. So here the first comes the dictatorship of the proletariat. That is the final stage. It is also known as the socialist state. socialist state. So here we must understand that the state apparatus created by bourgeoisie. For what they created? For what? For whom? How it happened? The state apparatus created by the bourgeois to oppress the proletariat will be taken over by the proletariat themselves. The state has always been the instrument of oppression. The instrument of oppression. The dominant class to oppress the dependent class has created the state. The dominant class. Who is the dominant one? That is marginalized section, feudal lords, masters, bourgeois. They want to oppress the dependent class. Who is the dependent one? The proletariat, slaves, exploitative class. They are the dependent class. So the dominant class always want to oppress the marginalized class. Then they created the state. Then according to that, in order to that, they mold the state. It is a class instrument. The state protects and serves the interest of its creator, which is the property owning class. Here, the class has always been in a minority. Whether it is the masters of the feudal lords or the capitalists. Okay, let me think about it. So, according to Marx, all states have been dictatorship. And so the socialist state is no exception. It is also a dictatorship. The state has always been used by one class to suppress the other class. And if you come to the socialist state, there might be something. In the socialist state, the proletariat class will use the coercive organ of the state, such as the army, the police, prison, judicial system, etc., against the bourgeois class. Against the bourgeois class. Then let me talk about the communism. Communism, that is very crucial. While we reading the Marxist interpretation, you must know the relevance of communism in this context. For what we want to know all those things? Because we want to know, we want to understand the what are the basic changes occurred in the society, in socio-economic, political aspects. Because Marx used these methods, these ideas, these concepts for interpreting the history, for interpreting.
നല്ല ഫണ്ട്
മാസ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ഒക്കെ ഉള്ളതല്ലേ?
സ്റ്റുഡിയോ നമ്മൾ എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്.